Welcome to the first week review of the IPL. It's week 1 done and dusted. It's already been like 9 matches down the line already. And here we are on a Sunday morning going to review what's gone about the first week of the IPL.
Yeah.
Not a lot of you guys have joined, which is completely understandable. It's Sunday morning and it's been a while since we've done a live.
True.
But Neer Bhayani High started its late.
Stuck at its late.
Stark at its, I don't know what's star. But yeah, we'll wait for a couple of minutes until some of us join in, maybe 10 people, and then we'll go about. Hey Pranav, yo, hey
What's up,
Shrikant,
what's up?
hey Shrikant, it's been a long time. Neer Bahani, hi once again. Rudra Singh, yo. Alright, so unlike the BGT and the Champions Trophy and all of that, where we had a lot of similar segments, Shrikant, glad to see no highway pitches. True.
We'll get into a little bit of that. Yeah.
There's some stadiums. I mean, yeah, it's good though. All right. So unlike the Border Gavaskar Trophy and unlike the Champions Trophy, where we had a lot of similar segments, here we are going to go in depth in terms of teams because it's the Indian Premier League, and so it's not just one team that we're covering. So we have a lot of segments. This might be a long live, but stick with us. We will go through each team, talk about the strengths and weaknesses, and it won't be very in depth, but just the general idea of how the teams look like after week 1. Then we have the performer of the week. We have the young performer of the week, because I feel like you need to distinguish between the two. Then we have, what else do we have?
We have some good stats for you.
Yeah, we have a stat file. We have a technical stuff.
Takeaway.
Technical takeaway. And I feel like I'm missing out on something else. We might possibly be. But yeah, for now, that is that. We have a lot of segments. This should be a good live, hopefully. If
Guys,
there are more people.
Yeah, more people join in. Do one thing. If you guys can like this and if you haven't subscribed, please do that.
You know, I forgot the amount of views shown here. I got scared for a second. But yeah, thank you guys so much for Vishnu. Hi,
Hello.
guys. Hello. All right, we'll start in a bit. But if you guys, like Praatibh said, if you guys are joining us for the first time, we have a lot of segments coming up. It will be interesting. We won't do a Star Sports. And yes, like the live if you haven't, because it'll help us push the live out. It might just be a long live. So stick with us.
Yeah.
It will be interesting. We will cover all your favorite teams. And then if you have questions, we will answer that too in the end. And we might just pick a couple of questions in the middle just to see what it's like and what you guys are talking about. But yeah, let us know if there's any problem. My internet's not the best right now, so there might be a bit of echo and all of that. Siraj ball to Rohit was insanely good. Pranav Nayak, good to see you back, and it was insanely good. The nip back, a scrambled seam. He tried to swing it out the couple of balls before that went for a boundary, and then the scramble seam to bring it back in. It was insanely good indeed. All the effectiveness talk about him with the new ball, it did show. So good on him. What surprised me was the celebration where he didn't go all out. Respects there.
He should have celebrated in front of Rohit's face. That's what I think.
But yeah, we'll start in a bit. We'll start the entire live in a bit. Again, I'm going to repeat myself quite a bit because it's the first IPL live. If you guys are joining us for the first time, or if you have joined us already before, it's going to be unlike the previous lives where we have very similar segments. This time around, we're going to go through every team, talk about every team, talk about the strengths and weaknesses. And so it should be fun. One more thing which I observed could be wrong. Archer release angle has gone down by 2-3 degrees down. So the lethality has fallen compared to 2019.
We have a lot to say about Archer. He's not been the same since 2019 for sure. And especially in T20s.
Will Ishan Kishan be missed with Ryan unable to fire like you? Oh, for Mumbai Indians. Interesting. Suraj Saha. Hey, Suraj, it's nice to see you here. Two teams whose quality surprised me the most are Punjab and Lucknow. Didn't expect them to be this strong. That is very true. Lucknow is a bit of a... We'll talk about it. All right. We'll wait for a little more before we get into the live itself.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get into the live.
Guys, share this around with your friends because I'm sure everyone watches the IPL.
Yes.
So we expect the same on our live. Go,
Cricket
do
the
it now.
Kaustubh bin... Sorry. Hi. Now let's start off with the live. Let's start off with the points table itself. Now we do know... Oh wow, this is the smallest Can you read it? We do know that the RCB is leading the charts. The
Hmm.
Mumbai Indians haven't won a game so far. Again, they're off to a very, very slow start once again.
Yeah.
But RCB, Lucknow, Gujarat Titans, Punjab Kings, week one.
The most unpredictable top four. Sorry, guys, my throat is gone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like if you told us at the start of the season that at the end of week one, this is what it's going to look like, I think a lot of people would have been caught off guard.
Yes.
Having said that,
I
the
mean,
teams
the last four KKR, CSK, Mumbai, and RR. They're
yeah.
just.
all champions.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
true. But yeah, this is what the points table looks like after week one. Let's get into the team analysis, right? Let's get into what the teams have been doing in the week one so far. So Mumbai Indians, let's start off with Mumbai Indians and let's start off with their strengths. I feel like one of the only I feel like one of the strengths of Mumbai Indians is their batting depth and their ability to bat deep. Now, with the impact player rule, of course, you can bat deep, and that's a strength for so many other teams. But the way the batting lineup looks like for Mumbai Indians is very dynamic with Rohit Sharma and Ryan Rickelton up top. Then you have Tilak Verma, Suryakumar Yadav, Robin Mins, Will Jacks, who was dropped yesterday, surprisingly, which I will talk about. And Mitchell Sadner at number 8 shows that they have such a big batting lineup. And it's incredible. They're very, very dynamic and they're not one-dimensional, which is a very good thing about the Mumbai Indians. But then when you talk about the weaknesses, you come to the batting lineup once again. The top order in the two matches, especially the openers, so I'm talking about Rohit Sharma and Ryan Rickelton, in total have scored only about 30 runs in the first two matches combined, which is extremely poor. But then when you look at Rohit Sharma's record as an opener, it's not all that surprising. What he averages 27 since 2021 in T20s. So is it all that surprising? It might be because of the way Rohit Sharma has been batting at least in the ODI format in the last couple of months and the T20 World Cup the last time around. But the openers for Mumbai Indians have caused the trouble, and because of which Suryakumar Yadav, Tilak Verma have had to take a lot of pressure. Suryakumar Yadav anyways hasn't scored a lot of runs. Yesterday it did look good until he didn't. Tilak Verma has looked solid until he doesn't. And so I feel like it's the same old story in terms of how the Mumbai Indians batters have done since the 2020. No one's scoring a lot of runs, and Hardik Pandya too has not been struggling, but just not been able to bat the way he has been batting. And that's a very big weakness for Mumbai Indians because every time they've been successful, the batters have done extremely well. Something else I do want to talk about in terms of their weakness has been their bowling. It's just not been up to mark. When you were looking at Mumbai Indians after the auction, you were looking at a lot of power play wickets. You were looking at Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt opening the bowling with Jasprit Bumrah's first change. Now, Bumrah is injured, so that's fine. But with Chahar and Bolt, imagine in the first 6 overs, in 2 matches combined, they've only picked up 1 wicket. Even yesterday, the first bowler to get a breakthrough was Hardik Pandya. With Chahar and Trent Bolt on the side and only to get 1 wicket in the first 6 overs in both the matches in total, it is a bit of a problem, which means they have to go back to the drawing board. I'm not saying one should be dropped for the other or whatever. I'm just saying they need to reassess their plans and think about how they're going to go about taking more wickets in the first 6 overs. Another and last negative for Mumbai Indians, I feel like I've given them a lot of slack, is the team combination and something they have to get right. Will Jacks was dropped yesterday in Ahmedabad where he scored 100 last year playing for the RCB. And of course, he didn't score a lot of runs in the first match. I think he scored about 11 runs, but it's the first match. To get Mujib on for Will Jacks, I think was a mistake, especially when Vignesh did bowl well in the last match. He got a couple of wickets. He's left-arm Chinaman. There's a whole cry about him and his story. We will talk more about him. Of course, objectively, when you look at it, you would want to play Mujib ahead of Vignesh just because of Mujib's reputation and what he's done in the T20 cricket. But when your batting order is struggling already, wouldn't you want to strengthen it with someone like a Will Jacks? And that is a question for Mumbai Indians to answer.
Cool. Moving next to the Rajasthan Royals. They've played 2 matches. They've lost both these matches. And nothing really has clicked for the Rajasthan Royals except for Dhruv Jurel. He's been the only batter, in fact, the only player in the team who's been consistent. He's got scores of 70 and 33 and he's got it at a really good strike rate. I did think that he was batting fairly low, but that's honestly the only strength that has come through for the Rajasthan Royals. They will want to possibly bat him higher to see how he performs. Main causes for concern, firstly, is Jofra Archer. In that first game, he went for 76 runs in his 4 overs. In the next one, he went for 33 runs in 2.3 overs. So, similar economy rates. And here's the thing, right? At the start of the season, you would have looked at Jofra Archer as a strike bowler for them. Although his record does not suggest that, just the fact that he's been around for so many years and the experience and the pace and everything that he brings, it is important for Jofra Archer to have started well to set the tone for the rest of the bowling lineup, which has not been the case. Also, the likes of sorry guys, I have a very bad cold, but also the likes of Anindo Hasaranga and Mahesh Tishna. Here's the thing, right? They started off not in the best fashion. These are the two spinners who you would have wanted to take wickets for the Rajasthan Royals. Obviously, Hasaranga played just the one game, but it is important for them to do well because even at Guwahati, where there was something in the pitch for these spinners to work with, they were still not able to make an impact. And the Savai Mansingh Stadium, which is their home ground, is going to be a lot more batting friendly. And if this bowling order doesn't click, then Rajasthan are going to have probably the most pathetic season that they've ever had. Lastly, with the batsmen, the last couple of things that they need to really figure out is Riyan Parag and Nitish Rana, and if they even want Nitish Rana up batting at number 3, because that's a crucial position. Like, it's probably the one position, especially with this batting lineup, that would be very important to make an impact. And if Nitish Rana plays a couple more games and does not get runs, Rajasthan Royals might be tempted to try some other batters in those positions.
Moving on from Sunrise, moving on from Rajasthan Royals to the Chennai Super Kings. I'm sorry I didn't say this about the Mumbai Indians. They did play 2 matches and lost 2 matches. Chennai Super Kings, on the other hand, won the first match against Mumbai Indians and lost the second match against Royal Challengers Bangalore. So they have also played 2 matches. Now, let's talk about the strengths before. I have a lot to say about their weaknesses. Their strengths have been their spinners. I mean, at the auction, it was very, very obvious that they were buying players to play at home. Ironically, they did lose their second match at home. But the 3 spinners have done exceptionally. They haven't done exceptionally well. They have done well. They've taken 9 out of the possible 20 wickets they could take in the 2 matches. So that's almost 50% of the wickets. And the other strength would be their opening bowler, Khalil Ahmed. I don't think a lot of people would have imagined Khalil to bowl the way he is bowling. I think he picked up 4 wickets in 2 matches with an economy of about 7. Now, before the IPL started, if you told me that Khalil Ahmed after 2 matches is going to pick up 4 wickets with an economy of just 7, a lot of people would have been surprised by that. But he's doing very, very well. Being able to use the new ball, he's able to swing and seam and get a lot of purchase from Chepauk when he starts off in the opening spell. Impressive stuff from Khalil Ahmed. I would hope, for his sake, because he's a left-arm seamer, with pace. I'm not comparing fast bowlers, but unlike an Harshdeep Singh, Khalil Ahmed can bowl in the 140s. So if Khalil Ahmed can have an impressive season, he might just have a competition with Harshdeep Singh in that Indian lineup. You never know, maybe. But let's talk about their weaknesses. It's, first of all, the very, very, very confusing batting order. Rachin Ravindra hasn't got off to good starts. Of course, he's got scores in both matches, but by the time he's in his 20s, when he scores 20 runs, he's already faced 20 balls. He hasn't had a strike rate of more than 140 by the time he scores 20 runs, which is concerning for an opening batter. Now, the argument can be made that, of course, since it's Chepauk and it's slow pitches, and we saw the openers struggle against the RCB, except the RCB openers got off to a fantastic start. But then you can argue that Chennai were batting second. But in the first match, Ruturaj Gaikwad after the power play, after the 6 overs, that is, Chennai Super Kings were, I think, 50 or 60 odd runs, where Rachin Ravindra was still struggling and struggling to find his timing. I was going to say finding and struggling to find his timing. So Rachin Ravindra is not a concern, but will just need to take it up a notch in terms of strike rate, because it's about time he does that. Even last year, he did struggle before Devon Conway made his way. And so, is this a conversation they will have already? I don't think so. I feel like it's too early into the tournament, especially because it's in Chepauk. And I feel like that is where they'll tell themselves that and be happy about it. But even the middle order, like Deepak Hooda, we have a very interesting and very surprising stat about him, which we will come to. But Deepak Hooda in the middle order makes absolute no sense. Shivam Dubey, I feel like, should bat a little up in the order. Jadeja in the middle, I feel like it's a tried and tested experiment for the last couple of seasons that's honestly hasn't worked. Sam Curran, and Ashwin ahead of MS Dhoni makes absolute no sense. We made a whole reel about this. If MS Dhoni needs to play, if he wants to bat for the Chennai Super Kings, he needs to bat up the order. The entire argument about how 6 wickets had fallen already, even prime MS Dhoni wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. If that's your argument, I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest. You're either delusional or haven't played cricket enough to know that doesn't matter, dude. MS Dhoni is still a batter. If your argument is that it's a lost cause, that's why Dhoni's not coming and that's why he's sending Sam Curran and Ashwin ahead, I'm sorry, but I don't know if you're a CSK fan or just a Dhoni fan.
Brutal from Ashwin. But yeah, moving to the Sunrisers Hyderabad, they've won one game, lost one game. In terms of strengths, obviously their batting order has stood out. Even in the game where they lost and none of their batters fired, they still got to 190, which speaks volumes of how strong their batting lineup is. Travis Head, of course, has led the charge, getting scores of 67 as well as 47. Ishan Kishan getting that unbeaten 100 against the Rajasthan Royals. I think that is a great sign for the SRH moving forward into this season, because now you know that your openers as well as Henrik Klaasen are firing, but also Ishan Kishan coming in at number 3, getting that score, it's going to be huge for them this season. Not only that, looking at the bowling side of things, Harshal Patel and Pat Cummins have stood out for me. Of course, they didn't do well in both the games, but just the fact that they're able to get wickets is so important. Harshal Patel in that first game. Harshal Patel in that first game where there were almost 500 runs scored in that match. He went for 2 for 34 in his 4 overs, which is a crazy stat to be honest. And Pat Cummins in that second game, he got 2 for 29 bowling in the middle overs, which is great. It means that all the plans are going according to plan, because Pat Cummins is someone who even we spoke about in our analysis, to be able to come in those middle overs and create that kind of impact. One more thing I want to point out as a strength, it's only happened for one game. A lot of people in our comments have been talking about Aniket Verma and how he is going to be important. We did see glimpses of that in that game where SRH lost. But Aniket Verma got 36 of 13 and he's coming in towards the end of the innings, and in a situation where the SRH batters might not fire like it happened in that second game, he was still able to come in, get those runs and ensure that they were still able to stretch their score to 190. Coming to the weaknesses, I think nothing serious as such, because with SRH, you know the way they bat, there is going to be days when certain batters are hot and cold. Abhishek Sharma has got starts, but he will want to make sure that he can have a season like last time around, because if he as well as Travis Head start firing regularly, consistently, then this team is going to be extremely tough to beat. Another weakness in the batting side of things is Abhinav Manohar. Now, we've hyped him throughout the season because of how well he's been able to do, but of course he has not got scores in both of these games. Not something that I'd be too worried about, but that was the only thing, the missing piece in the puzzle for SRH, is who will be able to finish that innings off well. Aniket Verma has already shown glimpses of it. If Abhinav Manohar can come to the party, then SRH are going to have a blast in the IPL once again. From a bowling perspective, I think all of their bowlers have been taken to the cleaners a fair bit. Harshal Patel and Pat Cummins have done well. One weakness and one thing they'll want to make sure improves through the season is Adam Zampa. He's coming in as their impact player. In both of the games, he's gone for 40 plus. He's not particularly gotten the wickets. If Adam Zampa can step it up, I know it's tough. I know playing at the Uppal isn't easy, but he's someone who has that experience, who has that knack for getting wickets. So if he can step it up, that'll be great. Mohammad Shami also has bowled just 3 over spells. He's not completed his quota of 4 overs. He's gone for 30 plus in both of those innings. So at least if Shami is able to consistently pick up wickets, that'll be huge for SRH.
I know I finished this Chennai Super Kings bit before I go on to the other team. I know Takshil talked about what's wrong with that argument. It's basic logic. When Sam Curran got out, by the end of that over, the required run rate was 13 runs per over. If that's a lost cause, think about it. When Ravindra Jadeja got out while batting with Shivam Dubey, and when Ashwin walked into bat, the required run rate was 16 runs per over. Again, if that's a lost cause, then you just aren't very hopeful for your team. We have seen so many IPL matches, including with the Chennai Super Kings, where they have taken a match out of nowhere to win it for the team. And even if you think it's a lost cause, you would want to get as close as to the runs as possible for the net run rate.
Yeah.
Dhoni could have done that too. So
And you're talking about Dhoni. It's not just any batter.
Yeah, and
He
so
still scored 30 of 16. So I don't know what the fuss is about.
yeah, and so if you're talking about lost cause, think about it. Required run rate of 13 and 16 in modern day T20 game, maybe not. All right, that's enough about Chennai Super Kings. Let's talk about Lucknow Supergiants. They've played 2 games, won one and lost one. Their strengths is the top 5 except for Rishabh Pant and Aiden Markram as of yet, which makes them the top 3. but but it's fine. Mitchell Marsh and Puran have got 50s in both the matches. Puran has played incredibly well. I mean, we saw this in the last season. We saw this in the Caribbean Premier League. He's been exceptional for the West Indies, and he has been doing well in the T20 format in the last couple of seasons. Also, why he was retained is what I want to say. And yeah, he's just batting really, really well. He looks like someone in the leadership group, and it's good to see, because if I do come to the weaknesses, it's again the captain, Rishabh Pant, in the white ball format, especially the T20 format. He isn't the best in the white ball setup, especially the T20 setup. This might be too harsh. It's only week 1. It's only 2 matches. There's so many matches to go, and I'm hoping he proves all of us wrong, because we all like Rishabh Pant. We do want him to do well in the T20 format, but as of yet, it is his big weakness. And also, I want to say spinners. Their weakness, it's not entirely their weakness. They've got 6 wickets in 2 matches, so 6 out of possible 20 wickets, but they have conceded an economy of around 11.2 runs per over. Is that good enough? Maybe not. That's for them to assess depending on the batting conditions and the ground they're playing in. But if you look at other teams, I feel like they're one of the teams that conceded a lot of runs against the spinners. This is all I have to say about Lucknow, because I'm still thinking about the Chennai Super Kings.
But yeah, coming to the Punjab Kings, one of only 2 teams who've played just 1 match till now in the IPL in the week 1. Of course, they went on to win that game. Shreyas Iyer getting 97 not out, Shashank Singh getting 44 not out, and their opener, Priyansh Arya, who a lot of people had hyped up. Of course, he hit those 6 sixes in the Delhi Premier League. Shown here as well, getting a 47, which was great signs for the Punjab Kings. It means that even without their Australian heavy lineup with the likes of Maxwell and Stoinis not firing at all of the Indian batters almost came to the party, which was great. It's the best possible outcome they can have with this first game, right? There's not too much we can delve into in terms of strengths and weaknesses, but just the fact that their Indian batters are firing and the fact that there is potential for the Australian batters to step it up in the games to come, I think that's brilliant signs and the best possible thing that Ponting could have hoped for. Coming to the weaknesses, before weaknesses, the only strength with the bowling lineup, Arshdeep Singh, obviously, he's been pedigree for the last couple of seasons, getting 2 for 36. That is something that they will take heart from, but the other bowlers definitely need to step it up. The likes of Marco Jansen and Azmatullah Omarzai, even Yuzvendra Chahal, I think they were a bit all over the place. They've gone for runs, but it's just 1 game in. It's too early to make any sort of conclusions on that. But yeah, and if the Aussies come to the party, I think this is one team to watch out for in this year's IPL.
Let's go from Punjab to the Gujarat Titans, who had a fantastic game yesterday. I use the word fantastic a lot because they did have a fantastic game yesterday. And they won against the Mumbai Indians. Let's talk about the strengths and weaknesses. They've played 2 matches so far in this IPL, lost one, won one. They won one at home. 1-1. Nice. The strengths, of course, we talked about this in a analysis before the IPL started. If you haven't checked that series out, you can still check it out. It's not too late. We've still got a lot of things right, and the way it's panning out to be statistically accurate according to a lot of our videos. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. But the top 3 for Gujarat Titans have been exceptional. They've been top of the mark. They average 50 with a strike rate. Yeah, they average 50 with a strike rate of 172. Now that's Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan and Josh Butler. Josh Butler batting at number 3 is a gamble that they've taken. Sai Sudarshan and Gill opening the bowling. Parthiv Patel yesterday during the match interview said that they complement each other well. They did that last year, so they didn't want to change a lot of things. And Butler batting at number 3 makes sense because he's experienced. He knows what to do in a particular situation. So if you let these two open the batting and do what they want to do, and Butler coming in at number 3, would just balance things out, and it looks like it, because with a strike rate of 170 and an average of 50, of course, it does look like it. Another strength, and we cannot go past this, is the bowling lineup. Now, in every match, 2 matches, one of them have stood up. So, like Prasidh Krishna yesterday, Mohammad Siraj yesterday, Ishant Sharma didn't get a lot of wickets and may have conceded not a lot of runs, 2 overs, 18 runs. But Sai Kishore in the first game, Sai Kishore in the second game, Mohammad Siraj was made fun of after the first game, but he rightly stood up yesterday. Prasidh Krishna with an exceptional spell, like I already said. 4 overs, I think. 2 for 18, yeah. And it was just exception. I need better words in my head right now, but it was just very good bowling. And it's the fact that one of them is stepping up. Rashid Khan didn't have the best of first games, but yesterday he didn't complete 4 overs, but only bowled 2 overs with an economy of 5, which means he did his job too. And when you know that you don't have to use Rashid Khan's 4 overs, the bowlers are doing the job. And we made a reel on this, but Gujarat Titans learned from the opposition yesterday in their home ground. So the fact that they're learning on the go, good signs. The weaknesses, however, and I think this is a major problem, is after the top 3, the next top 3 only averaged 16.
Yeah.
And that is a major concern. Rutherford did have a good first game, scored 46 odd, except missed more than he connected. And then you have Rahul Tewatia, Shah Rukh Khan, and all of these guys who still haven't found the hitting form. Tewatia, of course, in this first match hit a 6 and then got run out in the bowler's end. But again, to average just 16 is something to possibly think about.
Guys, keep the questions coming. We will take it towards the end. I can see some good discussion, so keep that up.
And hi, Sudarshan.
Hi, Sudarshan, what's up? We're going to be using one of his stats. And yeah, talking about the Royal Challengers Bangalore, maybe it's Isala Cup number. It's too early to say. I know there's a lot of RCB fans in our WhatsApp channel on the live as well. But yeah, RCB's won 2 out of 2 games. They're the top of the table. Strengths for them has been the bowling, especially I think Krunal Pandya in that first game getting 3 for 29. We did talk about how Krunal is going to be a very important cog in this wheel, and that's exactly how it's turned out to be. But I think another standout with the new ball, and even in the death, I want to say, Hazelwood, 2 for 22 and 3 for 21. He's been the pick of the bowlers, and this entire bowling lineup is working around him. It's great to see that Hazelwood was picked as the strike bowler along with Bhuvi for the season, and just the fact that he's able to fire means that it is such a huge morale boost, not only for him, but also for the rest of the bowlers in that lineup. Now coming to the bat, captain has led from the front, Rajat Patidar getting 34 not out and 51 in the 2 games that he has played, which is great signs. He has been their best batter, no doubt about it, and he's doing the same this season as well. And I mean, it's basic psychology even for a team that if your captain's doing well, it tends to get the best out of the other players in the squad, and that's something that is definitely the case for RCB. Apart from that, Phil Salt has done well as well, getting 56 and 32. He's giving good starts at the top. Takes the pressure off Kohli in the sense that Kohli does not have to go hammer and tongs, and that's not his game either. Kohli did get a 50 in that first game, struggled a bit in that second game, so that's something they will want to look at. That's a weakness for them. But yeah, I think Phil Salt's doing a great job at the top. Coming to the weaknesses, apart from Virat Kohli, the only other thing that I think the RCB need to sort of tick is they need Devdutt Padikkal to get some runs at number 3. It's a crucial batting spot. I think even in finishing, they've managed to do okay. Tim David has got those few runs in that last over. And so just need Devdutt Padikkal to step it up, because if he does that, then this is a complete batting order with a lot of players in form. That's what the RCB will hope for.
Going from the RCB to the Delhi Capitals, the captain, that is Akshar Patel, the young captain, captaining for the first time in an IPL season. The strengths, of course, the captain and Kuldeep Yadav, they were the only 2 spinners against the Lucknow Supergiants. Oh, by the way, they've only played 1 game, but won that 1 game from a position that they had no right to win. But the strengths, if you look at the bowling lineup in their first game, chasing 200 plus, Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel were the only bowlers to have a single-digit economy. Everyone else conceded more than 10 runs. Not only that, Kuldeep Yadav by the end of 4 overs had an economy of 5. I had to recheck because 5 is just truly magnificent. And Akshar Patel had an economy of 6. When you're conceding more than 200 runs and your 2 bowlers have an economy of 5 and 6, they're doing something right. And Kuldeep Yadav also picked up wickets. Akshar Patel didn't, but he was economical, and that's what you expect from Akshar Patel. The other strength that The other strength that Delhi Capitals have is their middle order. They have a fantastic middle order with Akshar Patel, Tristan Stubbs, Ashutosh Sharma, and Vipraj Nigam, who basically won them the game last time. So the middle order is great, but then when you look at the weakness, it's the opposite, right? The top order is a bit of a gamble with Fraser McGurk. I was going to say McGregor. Fraser McGurk, Faf du Plessis, Porel, and Rizvi. It's very hot and cold and very inexperienced, except for Faf, of course. He did get those 20 odd runs in the first game. But the batters around him are very, very inexperienced. So they will need to sit and think about how these three are going to bat. Are they going to go out there and hit from ball one? Well, Faf anchors, which is almost a role that is non-existent in the IPL currently.
Yeah.
Or does Faf do what he does? Or does he attack? Or do all four attack while the middle order save them the game once again? It's a conversation to have for the Delhi Capitals to sit back and think about how does the top order go about the batting. The other weakness is the other not the other fast bowlers, just the other bowlers. Mitchell Stark, of course, did take 3 wickets, which is a strength, which I forgot about. But he did take those 3 wickets. But Vipraj Nigam, Mohit Sharma, all of these guys, Tristan Stubbs gave 20 odd runs. I want to say 24 or 28 when he bowled. All of them gave a lot of runs. But in the end, like I said, except for Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel, everyone gave 10 runs per over. Even Mukesh Yadav, even though he got a wicket, he gave more than 10 runs per over. It's not the worst thing. It's just the first game. I'm not going to be too critical, even though I was. But let's just move on.
Cool. I am stuck, guys.
Of course,
I am fine now. Awesome. Cool. Coming to the Kolkata Knightriders, they've played 2 games, 1 win, 1 loss. In terms of strengths, oh my god, struggle to get that word out. Quinton de Kock, 97 not out. Again, it's the best possible start that KKR could have had, because going into the season, it was either Quinton de Kock or Ramanullah Gurbaz who would be opening the innings as well as wicket keeping for them. They went in with the experience of Quinton de Kock, and it has paid rich dividends with him getting that score. So they'll be happy with that. At least their opening dilemma for now is sorted. Sunil Narayan also got some runs. He's also gotten wickets. So that is going to be a huge plus point for KKR. Every season that they have done well, obviously Narayan's performed. Apart from that, no one really standing out in that batting order. Everyone's come in and done their basic contributions. But I think Ankrish Raghuvanshi is someone I want to talk about a little bit. He got scores of 30 and 22 not out. He's coming in at a crucial position in that middle order. And just the fact that he's able to get runs and put in partnerships with the batters who are batting at the top and also the finishers means that he's a crucial player, despite him being young, despite him not getting many runs. But he's been able to hold that innings together so far. It will be interesting to see if he continues to get games or if they maybe get in someone else depending on the balance of the batting and bowling. But for now, I think Raghuvanshi is doing what he's been asked to do. So that's on the strengths. Coming to the weaknesses, first thing that stands out is Spencer Johnson. He's been expensive in both the matches he has played, not particularly been amongst the wickets. And when you get that new ball and you're a left-arm pacer, you're expected to make inroads. Also because of the fact that you're an overseas player. And so that is something that he will want to do. I don't know how many more games they will give him. He is definitely the preferred bowler at the moment. He will want to make sure that he gets some wickets up front. Another thing, of course, is that Rinku Singh needs some runs. He's been out of form for a while now, and if Rinku Singh goes on to have 2-3 more bad games, then they will really have to start thinking about who's going to be finishing for them, because Ramandeep and Russell also haven't had the best of times recently, and so that will be something that is an interesting conversation to have. Lastly, the one thing that they haven't gotten to is testing their 5th and 6th bowlers. The likes of Russell has not bowled much, and so you don't want to have Russell just come into a very tricky situation to bowl his first overs of the tournament. So that is one thing they will want to look at. Maybe when there's a game where they know that they're doing well and they're going to wrap it up, just give that 5th and 6th bowler a couple of overs to see how it goes.
Going from the KKR to the Told You So segment, which is one of our new segments where we told you so. If you watched our videos and you would know about this already, I'll start off with Sai Kishore being effective with the ball, 3 for 30 and 1 for 37 in the last 2 games. If you did look at our not pre-match, but pre-tournament team analysis.
Breakdown.
You would have realized how Sai Kishore's numbers since 2021 in T20 format has been nothing but great. And I don't use the word great very lightly. He has an economy of around 6. And he has bowled well throughout the T20 innings, regardless of which phase he's bowling in. If anything, and of course he's played way less matches than Rashid Khan. He does have better numbers than Rashid Khan.
He does.
And so that is the one told you so of how we
told you so.
Told you how Sai Kishore will do it.
The other one, and something we also pointed out in our CSK breakdown, was that they might want to start with Devon Conway because of Rachin Ravindra. Although he's been in really good form, his T20 numbers are abysmal to say the least. Rachin's got scores of 65 not out in 45 deliveries and 41 of 31. But it's the way that he's starting and the kind of pressure he's putting on that CSK batting lineup. And this is something we'd also talked about in our breakdown, that despite Rachin being in such good touch, CSK might have to think twice before giving him that opening spot, and that's exactly what's happened. He's got the runs, but he's also put pressure because of how slow he started. Of course, Ashwin also pointed out that these games are at Chepauk, so you want to give him a little bit of leeway, but it's not worked out for CSK.
That is the I told you so segment. Let's move on from that to the week's youngster. Who is the youngster of the week?
All right, so before we announce the youngster of the
that's
week,
true. In the WhatsApp channel, a lot of you guys had guests. If you guys haven't joined our WhatsApp channel, do that.
link in the bio.
Yeah, we'll have more interactive sessions where we'll ask you some stuff and bring that back in our life. So we asked on our WhatsApp channel who you think we should pick as the youngster of the week, and a lot of you guys, rightly so, said Vipraj Nigam. 14 people of you guys voted out of 176, which is quite a low turnout.
Funnily enough, on the YouTube community post that we put, they picked out Vignesh Putur.
And so who is our youngster of the week?
We love the YouTube community. Yeah, Vignesh Putur gets the young performer of the week.
Yep.
Left arm wrist spin, he's been brilliant. Played just one game, which was very surprising. Got 3 for 32 in the 4 overs that he bowled.
Yeah. But it's... Oh, you want to tell the story?
Yeah. We need to get into the story of Vignesh Putur because this is what the IPL is about.
And the Mumbai Indians, to be honest. They've pulled out more people from
random places.
Where,
I mean, this is the perfect testament to IPL's culture, what Mumbai Indians is as a scouting unit.
Exactly,
Getting Vignesh Putur out from a local league in Kerala, a local T20 league. In that league also, this man has played 3 games. He's got 2 wickets. And they've said, this is the man for us. They've picked him up. He's left-arm Chinaman. They've put him in the MI Cape Town's franchise as a net bowler.
True. So where he gets more training and stuff.
Where he's worked with Rashid Khan.
Yeah.
And from there, game 1, Surya Kumar Yadav launches this man. 3 for 32.
Ahead of Karan Sharma, who's also in the
Ahead
squad.
of Karan Sharma, ahead of Mujib.
Yeah.
2 super experienced guys. So I think it's just such a beautiful story, and this is the kind of stuff that we watch the IPL for.
Yep.
And even just talking about his bowling, such a fairly orthodox action.
True, very true.
Very technical. And right from ball 1, he was landing it as if he'd been bowling forever, which he probably was.
True.
But yeah, really great stuff to see.
Waylon, I don't know why they're so high on Robin Mins. Dude, if you looked at Robin Mins' bat for Jharkhand, you would know why they're high. I'm so sad he's not able to put that up front, but we'll talk about that when the time is right. Let's talk about the top performer of the week. Now, I don't know about the YouTube community post, you'll have to check that out. But on our WhatsApp channel, which I just closed, you can't see our faces, can you? But in our WhatsApp channel that I just closed, the top performer of the week, interesting, was Josh Hazelwood.
But on YouTube, it was Shardul Thakur.
And we've got with Shardul Thakur because it's the story that matters, right? So he picked up 2 wickets in the first game and 4 wickets in the second game. Great. Josh Hazelwood, good. He is a performer. He performed extremely well too. But it's the fact that Shardul Thakur wasn't picked in the auction and then was brought into the Lucknow Supergiants. He was brought into the Lucknow Supergiants. Yeah, he was brought into the Lucknow Supergiants, gets the first and the second game, and then he gets wickets. And it's that fact. How he's done extremely well in the domestic circuit throughout the season. And he's come to LSG without being actually picked in the auction. A lot of people made fun of him when he wasn't picked in the auction. A lot of people wanted him, but now here we are. And he is our top performer of the week.
Yeah, I saw the spam. We've cut it out. Thank you very much. But yeah, also the thing that Shardul's had a brilliant domestic season.
Yeah.
So
everything Ranji Trophy, Smart, Vijay Hazare. Let's talk about crazy stat file. And Sudarshan, if you're here, this is from...
Awesome. So we got 2 stats for you. The first one is just going to be an outright stat that I say. The second one I'm going to pose it as a question to you guys. Cool. First stat. Did you guys know that the Chennai Super Kings since 2018, that's 7 seasons of the IPL, since 2018 they haven't chased down a score of 180 plus. It almost does not sit right with me how that's possible, but that has been the case. Despite this, they've won tournaments, which is crazy. But yeah, that just puts into perspective what Chennai's template with their batting orders has been. And yeah, I mean, that's the first side. The second side, I'm going to pose this as a question to you all. Shout out to Sudarshan for putting this in the WhatsApp chat. But yeah, who's the only player to average less than 20 after 100 plus innings that he's batted in the top 7? If you guys can put in an answer there, I know there'll be a little bit of lag, but we can wait.
The lag is big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
But it's fine.
But yeah, if you guys can actually answer that. He's played 100 plus innings in the top 7 batting positions and his average is less than 20. He is playing this year's IPL. He's played the first 2 matches also for the franchise that he is. If I tell the franchise, I'll probably give the player away, but yeah.
The other clue is that he also has a T20 international 100.
Oh yeah. Dhoni, Jaddu, no.
Really? Dhoni?
But you guys aren't far off. At least you're in the right franchise. Aswin, Livingston, Sky, no. Keep them coming. Jaddu, Huda. Cool. So we do have an answer. We have a lot of answers now. Deepak Huda, yeah, that's the one. Deepak Huda has played, his average is what, 18 I want to say? In over 100 innings that he's played
100
in the
matches.
IPL. 100 matches.
Yeah.
Very disappointing numbers. CSK really need to consider bringing in Vijay Shankar at this point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Going from crazy stat file to technical takeaway. Now, I don't know how many of you have noticed this. It's not the biggest of difference. We thought we'll start off, we'll warm it up this week and then get more technical the week after that. But if you looked at Devdutt batting, he now has a trigger movement. Now, if you don't know what a trigger movement is, it's the movement a batter makes just before the bowler releases the ball. So like Sanju Samson goes very back, Virat Kohli goes back and across, Du Plessis does his own thing, and a lot of batters do other things. I bring Devdutt because until the IPL, he didn't have a trigger movement. He didn't have one in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. He didn't have one during the Ranji Trophy. I don't think he had one during the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. For a batter to bring that in the IPL is a very, very big deal. Now, Devdutt, for a batter like him who doesn't move his feet a lot, he gets deceived by the ball nipping back in, and because he doesn't move his feet a lot, he also gets deceived by the ball nipping out. So it's true. He throws his bat at it, and it doesn't seem like he's always in control. Now, what going back and across does is something only he would know, but generally what it does is you're ready for the ball, you're trying to get your weight transferred forward. So you're going back and across, and while you go across, you're moving a front leg, which means by the end of the movement, your weight, your head, everything is on the front foot. And I think this is because he wants to be able to move his feet a lot more, get ready a little more, because I think, according to him, and I wouldn't know, of course, because I haven't had a conversation with him, before him doing this, I think he thought he was too slow to react to the ball. And it almost seemed like that last year in the IPL where almost all the time it looked like he was beaten for pace. And you don't want people to see that, especially at a level like the IPL, especially when you're in a conversation around the Indian team. So I think going back and across gets him ready, helps him react better. Now, is this going to help him? It's something we will only know once the season progresses. But it's a change that he bought. Now, we also talked about this before the IPL started of how notice the little things about what batters do in terms of setting up and how it will be different from before and during the IPL, because a lot of batters make a lot of changes during the IPL because it's a season where they try and test things out before the international season resumes again. And that is where we get done.
That was the first live. We still have questions that we'll take from you all. But yeah.
That's all. And now this is it.
Yeah.
Suraj Haskar in the first 15 matches averaged 23.
Yes. But Deepak Huda has played almost double those number of matches and average is lesser. So
what is up with people slandering Dhoni? Guys, he's an Indian who captained our side to win 3 ICC trophies. Don't slander him. Keep franchise cricket. Oh, okay, right, like that.
Huh.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I don't think he deserves slander. Does he deserve slander in the CSK squad in this current season? Yes.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of people mistake is that if we criticize Dhoni for how he's doing for CSK in IPL 2025, it means that we are discrediting his 3 ICC trophies that he won 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. Criticism can be separate, guys.
Dude, we love him. We actually have a signed wicket-keeping glove from Dhoni.
Yeah.
And we have a Dhoni poster. I know you can't see it now, but if you look, like, watch our YouTube videos, you'll see it then. No defending Huda by. Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
we're not defending Huda.
Akshay Krishna. Hope RCB won't follow the manner of what WPL RCB followed, won 2 matches and barely won any.
That
To
is
be
true.
fair, the RCB women's team, they were very imbalanced,
Imbalanced, yeah.
and they,
Unbalanced.
and they were overly dependent on Elise Perry and a lot of other overseas players. Whereas the RCB this time around, the fact that Virat Kohli wasn't even close to the top run scorers in the second game, yet they won,
Yeah.
should give you confidence.
That's true.
With Deepak Chahar, Bolt and Hardik being able to bowl most of the power play, what do you think about the possibilities of Bumrah's spell starting in the 12th over and continuing to the end?
It's not a bad idea because Chahar and Bolt are best up front with the new ball when there's a little bit of swing. Bumrah's best everywhere. But when we spoke about it in the analysis also, this is one idea that we'd floated, is that Bumrah can just come in into those middle overs and just ball.
True.
So yeah.
Yeah, because
Great
Trent
idea.
Bolt is horrible at the death
Yeah.
since 2021.
Yeah.
And yeah, but the only thing is Char and Bolt haven't really picked up wickets in the first 2 games in the
Yeah,
power play,
yeah.
so it might be a thing to
We could
think
try
about.
Hardik with the new ball.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Pranav, sorry if I'm getting your spelling wrong. Oh, nice. I like how people are. Manoj Tiwari said the CSK coaches don't have the guts to tell Dhoni to bat up the order. I agree. I don't think they have the guts to tell Dhoni to stop playing.
Very interestingly though, in the press conference right after, someone from Rev Sports was talking about how Stephen Fleming was like supremely pissed at like whatever questions were thrown at him, and he was very rude and stuff. So definitely there is something in that CSK dressing room that needs to be addressed.
Joss is more destructive than Gill and will help GT. True. I mean, I think one of you, if not you, Srikanth, said that Gill should bat number 3. I don't think he will
No.
because he wants to open in the white ball setup.
I'd rather have Sai Sudarshan bat. Actually, no. I wouldn't have him bat at 3 also because.
I think this is where they open.
Yeah.
Butler at 3. Akshay, guys, can you do a video about MSD wicket keeping skill and how he can be so fast? I feel like we could do a reel on it. A video will be too long.
It's about the give.
Yeah,
It's about how Dhoni does not follow the technical orthodoxy of wicket keeping, where he takes his hand back to let the ball come into his into his hands, but he just holds a position and out.
yeah, that's basically it, actually. I'm not telling about you boys, man, just the people. Oh, no, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do know that. I was just saying generally. Bro, Gill needs to bat at 3 and allow Butler to open the game as he can't just fit in. As he can just fit in 3 in the Indian squad currently. Openers are set, so don't think if... Yeah, that's true. I keep thinking about this, to be honest. Gill at 3 wouldn't be a bad idea because who bats 3 for the... Oh, I mean... Yeah, even 3 is not open in the T20 squad. Tilak Verma or Suryakumar Yadav. I mean, Tilak Verma has hundreds. Suryakumar Yadav, the captain. Gill still doesn't find a spot.
Gill, Jaiswal's ahead, dude. Like, Gill isn't going to find
Yeah,
a spot.
Jaiswal's ahead. Ishan Kishan, if he has a good season, I mean, I don't know if he'll be ahead, but he'll be in the talks. Shreyas Warrior. Yeah. Why does Punch shy away from opening? Think it'd be better if he and Markram switched places. Punt did open, if you guys remember, in the ODI format, I think I want to say. ODI was the T20 format. For the Indian team, he did open with Rohit Sharma. I think it was the T20 format. Not the ODI
T20s,
format, I don't think so. But yeah, he did open. It didn't work. I think only Pant will know. If he wants to get back into the T20 side, I don't think he should open. And I think that might be the thought process.
I don't think he should get back into the T20 side. He's Pant and white ball, isn't it? Like, Pant's a red ball player through and through, which is bizarre to think of. But
True,
yeah.
because of the style of play and because of how he broke through in the international circuit.
True.
Can we see Devon Conway opening today for CSK?
Too soon, I think. Rachin's not done anything wrong. He's been getting runs. It's just
batting slow.
Just batting slow. Yeah.
I just think CSK need to fix the batting order and they need to get some. They need to. The Jadeja in the middle order experiment has been it's been going on for too long. He gets those runs not at a good strike rate. He does save matches, but that's like then just bat in the end. What happened to Jofra Archer? A lot of injuries.
He fell off, dude. I mean, he's just been too expensive.
Do you think RCB would do well on a flat Chinnaswamy pitch? I think they will do well on a flat Chinnaswamy pitch because of the bowlers that they have. Josh Hazelwood has played for the RCB before and he's done well for the RCB before. Josh Hazelwood doing well in the Chennai wasn't a big surprise to me. He was playing for Chennai. He's played a lot of matches in Chepauk. Krunal Pandya, he's one of the best left-arm spinners in Chinnaswamy. Statistically, I forgot the stat, but as a left-arm spinner in Chinnaswamy, he is the best in terms of economy. And Yash Dayal, I mean...
Yash has not had a good time. He did get, I want to say, 2 wickets in the last game. True. But yeah, if he can be a little more economical, RCB will love that.
Yeah. Right. This has been a live for 50 minutes. We will do this every week, every Sunday morning. If you didn't know that already, now you do. Every Sunday, 11 a.m. is when we will do the IPL review.
Yep.
It will be long as this one just because we will go through every team. If you guys have any suggestion or changes, please let us know in the comments below. If you haven't liked our stream, do that too. If you haven't subscribed, do that too. We have the women's segment going on, which will not start. It started last week. If you haven't watched our Jemmy episode, do that. But like, we will have how the women's cricket came into being. And if you didn't know that the women's cricket team, the Indian cricket team of the women's, as in the women's Indian cricket team, they weren't always under the BCCI and they had a lot of money struggles until the recent times. And it's something to watch out for, which is also why we have a video coming out talking about the whole evolution of women's Indian cricket coming out tomorrow.
Yep.
Of course, we'll have videos Tuesdays and Fridays. And yeah, there's so much.
Follow our WhatsApp channel.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of updates there. Every day we're talking about the IPL, things that stand out, stats. A link should be in the description and we'll also put it in our YouTube community post. So yeah.
And follow us on our Instagram. If you haven't followed us, please follow us. Go down to our description. Go follow us. We put out reels every day, shorts every day. There's something coming out from our channel every single day.
Yeah.
So watch out for that. Thank you guys so much for joining our live. Appreciate it a lot.
Yep.
We'll see you next Sunday. Peace.